Hello, fantastic people of the world. I am your friend Kevin, and this is your Divine Daily Blast. Here we go. Boom. We are in an angel numerology number 8 day today. So, what does that even mean for those of you who may not know? Abundance and wealth, success and achievement, balance and karma, manifestation, contribution. When you see the angel number 8, focus on your goals. Use the disciplined, powerful energy of this number to focus on your financial goals, what you're looking for. Now, here's a little caveat I'll share with you. Sometimes we have to clean up. When you think about success, we usually think about people that have access or excess. There you go. I think that's what I want to call it. People that have a lot. Those folks that have the winding driveways with the big wrought iron gates and the Rolls Royces and all of this. Now, yes, that is one symbol of success. The other symbol of success would be a student who ends up with an A plus on a paper that they've been studying for. Another success could be the ribbon cutting outside the doors and the gates and the windows of a business that you're opening. Another success would be landing a contract. Another success could be turning the key in the lock of your new home. That's the feeling of success. Use your power wisely, my friends. Be mindful of the actions and use the power and success for positive and karmic good. Look for any and all opportunities on the 8th day to recognize that the universe is supporting you in bringing you the visions that you have of yourself into life. Now, when it comes to karma, the spiritual context of the number 8 is the number of karma. It's the number of cycles, cause and effect. It serves to remind all of us to use the power and resources responsibly and above all, really, with utmost integrity and respect. Success comes with a level of respect. Now, if you've got a tarot card deck out there, pull out the King of Pentacles, King of Earth if you're using a modern deck. Call upon Archangel Ariel for strength, for courage, for gifts, for abundance. Call upon Archangel Jophiel, who is the archangel or known as the beauty of God. Now, Archangel Jophiel is that beautiful magenta-ish pink, and Ariel is obviously that soft baby pink. All right, moving on. My isms. I am of purpose. That's success. I am decisive. Be successful in your decisions. I am loving. Everybody. I am appreciated. Yes, everybody comes to you and says thank you. We appreciate you. I am determined. Be determined. Put your best foot forward. Don't linger on the back foot. Vibrate with the cosmic light of heaven and shine. The cosmic light of heaven is a bit like a fiber optic cable that runs into every single human being that comes on the planet. The other end of it is connected to source energy in the universe. You're part of this big cosmic universe. Use that and that energy to be successful. All right, the moon, my loves, are in Sagittarius today. So what does that even mean? It is a potentially wonderful day because the luxurious sign of Venus is connecting with the serious sign of Saturn, and at the same time, they've got the freedom of Uranus. So let someone know that you care about them. Also give them their space. So, while you're busy languishing in your success, you can let somebody know, listen, I'm thinking about you, I care about you, I'd like to connect with you, and you just let me know. Just that main little kiki with them is enough. A message from the guardian angels, which is a repeat, but it's okay. We can still go there. Why is this thing doing this? There we go. That's better. There we are. I must have knocked it. My little OCD business. All right. Guardian angels, we love a good time and a good joke as much as you do. Allow space in your life for lightness and joy in all moments, great and small. I'm a magnet for good hair days and spontaneous dance parties. I embrace fun in my life. I'm going to tell you something. There are folks who say it's really difficult to find humor during times of strife and struggle. I can only imagine the greatest generation of all that went through World War II. How could you say to somebody, where's the fun and where's the joy? But people did find it. They found it in the small things. They found it in being able to look at things in a better way, listening to the wireless. If you notice, if you're into the 1940s music, it was all very upbeat, very loving, very kind. Glenn Miller. A lot of them released music. Many entertainers went all over to entertain troops that were about to go into war or into battle. So there is lightness and joy in some of the most darkest of moments. And you know, some people have that rare opportunity of making people titter and giggle, and just be a little silly, sometimes in the most inappropriate moments. But we have to find that way to lighten up. Otherwise, everyone's going to be underneath that heavy blanket of burden. Horus is with us, seeing things from a higher perspective to manifest what you want. Call it a vortex, call it a treasure trove, call it Aladdin's cave, whatever you want to call the vortex, you put everything in there that you want to have happen. And then sky beings, see from a higher perspective, same as Horus. And you say, thank you, sky being, for allowing me to see things differently. We should be seeing things differently. If we want to manifest peace on earth, we've got to see that peace happening. The other part of that, which is sometimes tough, we have to forgive those who've trespassed. We've got to forgive those who have perhaps maybe not acted out of, you know, it's tough. That's a really difficult one. But my new motto, not new this year, but new the last maybe about a year or so, forgiveness is down the hallway to healing. So if you want to heal from something, you've got to forgive. First, forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for maybe saying, thinking, doing, being anything other than high. Anything not high chemically, high on life. High on, I've got God in my pocket and I'm going with that. That's it, period. Hay House, Louise Hay. The more I love myself, the less stress I have. I often remind myself of how special and incredible I am. And here we have our turtle swimming in the sea. Limitless. The ocean just keeps going and our turtle just keeps on swimming. Now, we pulled a card on Sunday, actually pulled 7. This was the card for Thursday. It is the King of Water, King of Cups if you're in a traditional tarot deck. The King of Cups reacts by managing storms. Now, people experiencing emotional distress, hard times, difficult times, upheavals in their life, they tend to seek out the King of Cups, King of Water if you're in a modern deck, for the advice, the compassion, the love, the make me feel better. It's a bit like grandpa, uncle, you know, daddy, all of these kind of energies. However, there's a swordfish in this card, and that swordfish is telling you don't go forward with malice, because at the same time, while the King of Cups can be compassionate and philanthropic for sure, there is a little bit of a dark side, which means any kind of manipulation, any kind of below the line kind of feelings, thoughts, if you're up to no good, if you're up to mischief, if your ego or the devil's come into play, watch out. Because he will be ruthless. Ruthless in saying, no, absolutely not. He's only going to help those who really help themselves. That's the King of Cups. It's like a double-edged sword in a way, which is why we have the swordfish. I love these images of this deck. All right, fairies, fairies everywhere. Gertrude, Beatrice, I have not heard or seen you in so long. They are said they're deep, deep, deep in the forest doing their work before spring. They said that fairies and sylphs and elves and all of them, the gnomes, they're all around. It's just the dead of winter in the northern hemisphere, which is where I am. They're busy in the southern hemisphere, which is where I am not currently. All right, here we go. Can you bring us a card and a blessing, fairies, that help us to land all of this, land the success, land the Saturn energy, the moon energy, the Venus energy, all of that energy. We want a little message to send us on the way. Which are these two? I'm not reading both of them. This one, okay. Yes, I know. You all want to know, what was the other card? I'm not showing you. I just said I'm going to read this one. Originality. Oh, now, you know, I like this card and I like the message, because what it's saying is you are really completely special. It goes along with what Louise Hay is saying. Have an original thought. Come from a place of, I'm going to be myself and I'm going to be a little bit different. I'm not going to follow the norm. That can sometimes flip and switch energy up and around, so that we're not stuck in that mundane rut of, doubts. And I love this originality. We see she's got her parrot. This kind of reminds me of one of those quirky women, or these quirky fairies that they're just going to. I like to call it birds that fly in their own sky. Interestingly enough, she's got a parrot on her hand. Show your true colors today. Allow your originality to shine through every aspect of your life. In other words, be fantastic, be powerful. That's all going along with success. It's all going along with realizing how incredible you are. It also goes along with seeing things from a different perspective and having a good hair day at a dance party. This is basically going probably against the grain of what's really happening in the world. There's only one of you, one of me. I mean, our DNA is so incredibly special. It's a day to be basically fab. The fairy queen of originality wants you to really see and know how original you can be. And when you appreciate yourself for your originality, your uniqueness, your specialness, you don't need to be comparing yourself with others. That's the thing. We compare ourselves with other people, and comparison's really the thief of joy. If you picture millions and millions of wildflowers in a field, can you say that any one wildflower is more beautiful or unique than another wildflower? It's impossible. It's like, no, they're all really different. And together, all these wildflowers make this huge tapestry. This card appears if you are imitating, this card can appear if somebody's maybe imitating you. This can happen when a person idolizes you or is inspired by you. It's said that imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, yet it doesn't always feel that way. When someone's trying to be you or follow you or be just like you, original, kind of like that, the best response is to keep on being you. Manifesting originality, not by what others people think of you. Stop doing that. Stop doing it. Stop worrying about what other people think. Stop worrying about what other people might say. Stop worrying about whether or not this is daft. If you would like to, wear stripes and polka dots one day, get on and do it. Here's a lovely affirmation that goes with this card. I am one of a kind, totally unique and original. There's only one like me. I love this. I love this. When you think about your originality and how different you are to other people and how you can express yourself differently, it doesn't matter. Some might call it ridiculous. Some might call it odd, but it's a distraction away from the mundane, away from the boring. You certainly can't call someone who's original boring. And think about all the plays that get written, all the music that comes out. I was watching an interview that Graham Norton did where I can't remember who he had on his couch, but she was talking about, oh, Cher. She was talking about how she was backstage at one of these award shows standing behind Lady Gaga when Lady Gaga was wearing her meat dress. And Lady Gaga turned to this person and said, would you please hold my meat purse? Which was like, oh... And the person who was standing there was mesmerized by how neat and how clean and how well put together this meat dress was. It was, that's what I call about original thought. Somebody who just goes and does it, who's not really worried about, what other people think and what other people say. That has been overdone to death. All right, my friends, that's it for me for today. You go about your business, be original, be fun, have frivolity, whatever that looks like, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.